one of my trends for 2026 is that AI will get physical with humanoid robots. Do you agree with that view? What's the state of play within robotics and AI, the way you see it?
I think you're right that there's better and better integration happening between the hardware and the software systems. Most of it is around action, and so it's taking the tokens that come out of ChatGPT, and rather than composing it into a list or an essay or a paper or an analysis, turning those into actions that can be sent to various machines. And then there's also intelligence being built in, so it's sort of layered, where you can send a command like pick up the apple, and then there's enough intelligence in the local system to identify an apple in the system, and then do the manipulation activity to pick it up. So I see that happening a lot more, and I see that connection just getting stronger and us getting really good about it. I think there are still challenges that have to be solved, some big challenges. So for example, legged motion, locomotion with legs, is solved for smaller systems because of the motors you can get. But if you wanted to build a really large system, which I think eventually humanoid robots are going to get much, much larger.
Yep.
Then you need something besides motors, and that's where RISE can play in. We build linear actuators that would be used in a lot of the joints for larger humanoid systems, simply because motors don't scale that big at a price point that makes sense. And then I also see some challenges in manipulation, because when you think about how humans do manipulation, you can put your hand in your pocket and fiddle around and find a pair of keys, right, and pull it out, right, which is the equivalent of you standing on a slippery slope and slipping and regaining your balance, which we can do, robots can do, right? We can dance, robots can dance, right? But this thing of like being able to understand what something is just with tactile information, that part I think of manipulation is still missing. That doesn't mean we can't do a lot of things, but I think that's going to continue to be a challenge for some time.
Right. So it'll be some time before I can get my toast and coffee delivered to my bed.
That's a good question. So that's a great point. I should have a simple answer to this, but I think it's possible to get you toast and coffee to bed relatively soon. It just take a toaster that's a little specialized so that robots can handle it as well. It will take a coffee maker that's specialized a little bit so that robots can handle it. It'll probably take a tray that's designed so that, robot with its gait isn't going to spill it over. But I think it's possible that all of that can happen. I think we're still at the point where some changes in the environment will make the problem a lot easier to solve. So I think it's going to come soon.
That's good to know.
One of the things I didn't mention about humanoid robots that's worthy of consideration is the safety issues, right? So if you have a bipedal robot, when you think about when humans are walking, there are many, many positions in which you're not safe. You cannot turn the power off, otherwise your robot will fall. And if you have a baby or a dog or even an elderly person that's down the stairs and the robot's next to a set of stairs and just rolls down with developing a lot of velocity, those are all very difficult corner cases to solve. And I think that there are companies that are working on safety standards for what's acceptable and the environments that they can work in. Those safety standards are 3 years out. And so companies that are trying to put a humanoid robot inside a home, consumer home, have the hardest problem to solve, because it has the highest variability and it has the highest possibility for a safety issue, and the lowest level of tolerance and the highest expectations, right? I think your breakfast in bed is coming, but there are plenty of technical things that have to get solved. And
that's the sense I'm getting as well. And I think that will be the icing on the cake when you have a robot at home, right? Because that becomes real for everyone.